Okay, so in the general control framework for substantive tests, we know that the first component is operating system. So we will discuss about the operating system. So in the operating system, actually we have three main tasks as operating system. So what we want to understand is actually when you want to do the substantive test in the operating system component, you need to understand about the operating system in the perspective of audit have three main tasks. Yeah, it's very important because this explanation will be the baseline for assess what the effective and efficient the operating system work for support the information system implementation in organization. Yeah. So what is the operating system task? Yeah. The first task is to translate high-level language into machine language. Yeah. What we want to say about it is the operating system is always being the interface between the machine with the human. So our objective is if the human asks something to the system or to the machine will be do as it is what the human asks, for example. Yeah, of course, the machine will be translate with their own language and interact with the resources, hardware, and so on, and they will finish the tasks that we give to them. So that's the three main tasks. For the if we understand about these principles, I think it will be very easy for you as auditor to do the assessment or evaluation of the operating system. For example, if we want to ask for the operating system do something like A, so we can say that is right, the operating system execute the task, or maybe they do the execution, but unfortunately resulting different result, for example. So that will be the question in our mind. Yeah. The next is allocate computer resources to user application. Yeah, you can see if you play with the operating system will be allocate the resources to finish your computation. For example, the memory usage, the CPU usage, and etc. So we will see that one. Is that the operating system have a balance or maybe appropriate way to deliver the resources to user application. So in this case, the purpose is the operating system can run several tasks or multitasking tasks with appropriate way and efficient and effective way, of course. Yeah. And the third is manage the tasks of job scheduling and multi-programming. Of course, the operating system today is more massive because they have a job scheduling features and also can run as multi-programming. So that will be the three main tasks of the operating system. Our duty is as an information system auditor is to see this. Is it right your operating system has fulfilled these three main tasks or not? Yeah, so that will be the question. Of course, to do this operating system tasks, the operating system need to have a requirement for effective operating system performance. Yeah, so we need to have an indicator how the operating system work with the good or effective way. Yeah, so the first is, yeah, the operating system can protect itself from tampering from users. Yeah, so you can see this one that the operating system have independencies to be protect itself and their feature their result their features from tampering from user, for example, and prevent user from tampering with the program of other users. So it is very, I think the classification of the virus, worm, Trojan will be in here in the general perspective. Yeah, and then safeguard user application from accidental corruption. For example, if we have a electrical outage or maybe when we have a crash because of hardware failure, so we can do something in here. Yeah. And also we have a safeguard its own program from accidental corruption. Yeah. And then the last is of course is protect itself from power failure and other disaster. It is also will be the most important requirement for effective operating system performance. It doesn't care this is using the Linux or using the Microsoft or maybe using the iOS or another operating system. But the most important thing, all the operating system can fulfill this requirement to state as effective operating system performance. So in this case, the duty of information system auditor and team, especially support engineers, should have capability to gather the data and proving all this requirement is fulfilled. Yeah. So the main issue is actually the operating system security. Yeah. So we need to check in the operating system, is there any procedure or lock-on procedure that already implement in the operating system. Why? This is the first line of defense. So you need to check that the operating system is already implement the user ID and password when logged in the first time of the operating system. If we start the computer and then directly go to the landing page of the operating system, I think it will be disaster. Yeah, it will be fail with the logon procedures. Yeah, and the second is access token. Yeah, contain key information about the user. So the operating system need to have the feature to handle their own security concern. Yeah, contain the key information about the user. So that is very important. And then access control is define access privilege of user. We try to avoid that all the user be the admin or be the super admin or using the root, but all the user will have a specific privilege by their own privilege and based on their duty or function in organization. And then we also need to have a discretionary access controls. Yeah, allow user to grant access to another users. Yeah, this is very important. The delegation of the user right management is very important. So in the operating system control, actually we have the audit objective in the first element, which is access privilege. Yeah, the audit objective is to verify that access privileges are consistent with separation of incompatible function and organization policies. Yeah. So our objective in to do the audit in this element or in this component is to verify that access privilege are consistent with separation of incompatible function and organization policies. So how to verify that one? Yeah. So we have several procedures. The first is policy for separating incompatible function should be to found in your audit discovery to find the evidence. Yeah, and then a sample of user privilege, especially access to data and program, it should be need to be added in this procedures. Yeah, and then you need to have a security clearance check for privileged employee. Yeah, and then formally acknowledgement to maintain confidentiality of data and user log on time. So it will be very very important. Yeah. So so as auditor, you just need to follow this procedure, check one by one, and then you will have the result. Of course, to do that one, for example, to check the user log on time, you need to have capability to open the access log of the server or computers. Yeah. So you need to ask the software engineer or sorry the server engineers to help you to found the log and then to open the log and then you can do the analysis. And then acknowledgement to maintain confidentiality of data is also in the same place. Yeah, so this will be very important to to know about it. And then security clearance checks, you need to have work with the security engineers to ensure that issue too. Yeah. So this is actually it's very simple. You just need to follow the procedure, but the question is how to do in the technical manner. Yeah. So you need to. So that's why in this case, if you're not interested to be auditors, actually with your competencies in the computer science, you can fulfill to be in the engineer of the auditor or support engineer for auditor team to do in this area, in this level, yeah, to do the technical approach to gather the data from the log and etc. Yeah, and then the second component is password controls. Yeah, the audit object is to ensure adequacy and effectiveness password policies for controlling access to the operating system. So our concern is about the how the password control has implemented in the operating system in the appropriate way, especially do you have any password policy for that or not. So the procedure is you need to verify and collect the evidence about the password required for all users. So it means you need to check that all the users have the password. Is there any user that's still using the default password, for example, or maybe dummy password or something? So you need to check that one. Is there any update for each of the user has to in the periodically, or just they do just as like as they want, for example? So that will be a disaster. Will be in our finding. And then you need to find the password instruction for new user. You need to check in the website or in the system information, in the help information, is there any instruction for new user to aware about this case here, about the password control. You can see now many of the e-commerce platform or maybe banking application provide the very rigid instruction for user to change their password, yeah, using combinations, special characters, and etc. And then you need to have a policy to do the password change in the regular way, yeah, so that will be it's not only just information or encouragement, but also pressure to pressure the you know the user to change their password. And then the password file for weak password, yeah, you need to have that databases, and then you can use AI or something similar with that to identify that user still using the the weak password. And then the encryption of password file is very important. So the encryption is not in the password, but password file that encrypt to that will be the encrypted, yeah. And then the password standard, and then account log analysis. So you need to check all these things, and if we have a good and appropriate approach on it, it means the password control of operating system is already in appropriate way. And then we also concerned about the malicious and destructive program. Yeah, this is the audit objective is to verify the effectiveness of procedure to protect against program such virus, worm, backdoor, logic bomb, and Trojan horses, and another type of the threats. Yeah. So in here, please be careful to read this statement. This is verifying the effectiveness of procedure. Yeah. So it's not about again the virus and etc., but how we measure the effectiveness of procedure to protect against program. Yeah. So it means the procedure itself that we need to concern, not the virus, not the worm, backdoor, logic bomb, and etc. Yeah. So how we do this one? We need to find about training of operation personnel concerning destructive program. So you need to see that any policy that push the employee or personnel to care about this issue. And then testing of new software, yeah, this is very important. We not just to run the program in the same time, but we need to concern about to have a software testing first before we run in the public to the public. And then the currency of antiviral software and frequency of upgrade is very important. Yeah, so we need to see if there is any procedure to upgrade the antivirus or maybe another type of the defending your operating system. And the last in the operating system control is the element of audit trail controls. Yeah, the audit objective is to detect the unauthorized access, facilitate event reconstruction, and promote accountability. So this is within your audit trail control. What does mean the audit trail controls? Yeah, the audit trail is the the notes or the record of the every activity inside operating system. When you access the database, you access the file, you go to the internet and so on. So everyone will be recorded by the operating system. So the audit procedure is you need to check how long your audit trail has been in place. Yes, it's like when we run the CCTV. If we have any accident, we check the CCTV. The first question is, do you cut your CCTV time? You do the on-off or something, or you just live? So if you go to the live, it means you have all the controls. Yeah, and then archive log file for key indicators, and then monitoring and reporting of security violation. So our concern is we need to follow these procedures. We know the audit objective and we know the audit procedure to to do that one. So the most important thing is you need to follow all these audit control objective and audit procedures. And how we do the audit procedure is actually we using the common technical way when we for example when we use for daily operation for example in the operating system. Yeah, so that will be the second explanation about the operating system. Yeah, you have hopefully you can understand about this perspective of operating system, why the operating system is very important for us to so we have perspective on how we assess the audit of the operating system. So that's it for the subsession. If you have any question, you can state or maybe you can write down in your chat. We'll stop this record. Thank you very much.